Guys, it's Oktoberfest time, and today I made the first classic Oktoberfest dish, Ochsenfetzen, a hearty meat dish that you can buy in the beer zelt at the Oktoberfest. It is delicious, it is hearty, and it is a good foundation for drinking lots of beer.
Everybody loves Oktoberfest with Flo.
Servus and welcome to Flo's German Kitchen. I'm Flo, this is my kitchen, and I show you how to cook the German way. Now, look at this. It's a must, and it is a sign that we're approaching Oktoberfest season, and I'm gonna make a series of a couple of Oktoberfest classic dishes. Today I'll start with Ochsenfetzen. Ochsenfetzen means oxen shred. And actually there are two kinds of Ochsenfetzen on the Oktoberfest. One is a roll with just slices cut off of a full oxen that's on a spit. For example, in the Ochsenbraterei. That's just grilled oxen. And the other one is a dish that I'm making today with cream sauce, with fried potatoes. And it's the thing that you get more in the beer tents when you order it. For the Ochsenfetzen, we need a good piece of sirloin, an onion, parsley, salt, pepper, still missing here, cream, potatoes, and of course a good guzzle of Bavarian beer. Wunderbar. Let's start. Fetzen means shreds, and that's what I'm gonna produce now. I'm gonna cut the beef in fine strips. So that's what I call Fetzen. And when you cut the beef, make sure that you cut them against the grain so everything stays tender and easy to chew. And what I also like to do is that I cut it really, really thin, not like paper thin, but thin. It's not slices, it's Fetzen. Yeah, that looks great. Now here you can see the grain goes to a different direction, so I cut this off. And speed things up a little. And when I speak about speeding things up, there is no need for you to watch me cut the full piece of meat. So I'll just make a cut here and see you in a couple of minutes.
Ich glaube, das Fleisch hat Footage, ist halt jetzt irgendwie unscharf zwischendurch.
So this is a good kilo of nice beef Fetzen. Next is the onion. I cut the onion, not too fine, just one cut here, and then I slice it. Generally, things don't need to be too fine. This is fine with cream and everything, but it is also supposed to be pretty peppery, so it is more a rustic thing that fits to be served in a beer zelt. And as always, this is something you can adjust to your personal taste. If you want, you can add a little more onion, but I think for now that's pretty well. Yeah, let's see if I can fit that. Yes. All right. Last thing we need to chop is the parsley. This is a good handful. You will need the parsley for the Ochsenfetzen, the sauce, whatever you want to call it. but you also need it for the potatoes. The Ochsenfetzen are served with fried potatoes, but not the fried potatoes you might know from the video here, but actually this is Austrian style fried potatoes. What the difference is, yeah, I will tell you later when I prepare the fried potatoes. Now let's get that parsley chopped. And yeah, although it's rustic, we want to chop it pretty fine because, yeah, I just don't like big pieces like that in my food. Not parsley. Yeah, I think that looks good. And that's all the cutting we need to do for now. And actually not just for now, for today. Ah, no. I need to cut the potatoes later. But that's gonna happen later. So I'll set up the stove and see you in a minute. Here we are. We're gonna make Ochsenfetzen. First step is that I sear the meat in my stainless steel pan. I'm using some of my Wagyu tallow that I still got. So it's gonna be very, very beefy, and that's what we want. And just for the cooking process, this is gonna be braised later on, so you could fry the meat and the onion at the same time. But I want to make sure to get the maximum out of the roast flavors, and that's why I want to do that really piece by piece. And yeah, put it back together later. This is just something that really lives by the roast flavors. Later on, it will be added the roast flavors of the fried potato. This is a very roasty, umami, lovely, lovely rustic dish. Yeah, this is already a bit roasty, but not enough. I've actually increased the heat a little because I really want it, yeah, with good roast flavors, good crust, and that needs heat. When you're working with a stainless steel pan, a good way to find out if you got a good crust is to just check if the meat releases from the bottom of the pan. If that's the case, it's got enough crust. If it's not, it doesn't have enough crust, it sticks to the pan. So, good time to turn it around. I think I need to get a bigger bowl to keep the meat, because what I'm gonna do now is already to deglaze it. Now see how dark that is. And I want the full flavor of these drippings. Ah, that looks good. Really, really good. And this is all going to be added to the sauce later. Lovely, 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 lovely. Now, while this is frying, have a look at this shirt. I already told you about it in my video when I went back home from France. This is my new Oktoberfest shirt design. You can buy that right now in the shop. So if you want to prepare for the Oktoberfest and want something really original, this can be it. You got a good beer, you got a braise, you got the Ferris wheel, and here you got the Bavaria. That's the huge statue that watches over the whole Oktoberfest. This design is made by my wonderful wife, and I'm very proud to wear it, and you can wear it too. You can get this now and show the world that you are a true Oktoberfest aficionado. That meat is ready to be deglazed. And I think this is going to be 2 more batches to fry. Yeah, you don't have to watch that. I'll just get back when I start with frying the onions. So here is the last batch. I'm not gonna deglaze that because I'll immediately continue with the onions. The onions will eventually release water and make sure all the flavor of those drippings get into the sauce. Yeah, I'll just add a little more beef flavor. Ah, this is delicious. So the onions can really get a good roast. You don't wanna roast them as far that they get crispy and dry, but they can get really dark. And we want all that in our sauce. And later on, we want the onions to be fully cooked. So it's good to give them some frying time. But later on, we're gonna braise all that for about 30 minutes. So if the onions aren't fully cooked from frying it, doesn't matter. It's gonna be good in the end. I'll take the rest of the wine. I love that. Goes straight to your head. Almost better than drinking it. All the liquids from the meat. And about 400 grams of cream. I'll already add a little salt, a lot of black pepper, and reduce the temperature to braise the whole thing. Now what you can do, if you think it's not enough liquids, just add a little beef stock. The beefier the better. I'm actually gonna do that as well. And also I wash out the flavor rinse the bowls, so really nothing of the flavor gets wasted. Because when cooking, the sauce is the essence of everything you do. Yeah, this is simmering nicely, and it's supposed to simmer for at least 30 minutes. I'll continue that on the stove behind me because I'm gonna make the potatoes here later. So yeah, just let it simmer, let the sauce reduce, let the flavors develop, and enjoy a good guzzle of German beer. Wunderbar. The meat is simmering behind me and it's already had 20 minutes, and that's a good time to start with the potatoes. Now earlier I mentioned we're not gonna make German fried potatoes, we are making Austrian-style fried potatoes, and one difference is the shape of the potato. You actually don't cut them into thin slices, but they're actually being diced. And the dices are supposed to be like this, maybe a little less than a centimeter in diameter. So that's it. One thing when cutting potatoes is that after a while your knife gets sticky, and that's why I brought a glass of water. If you get the knife wet, the blade, it's not gonna stick as much. Little pro tip. And did you realize something? I changed my shirt not because I stained the other one or it got all sweaty or something, simply because I want to show off with that. This is my second Oktoberfest design, and it says Otzapft is what you chant when the tap's hammered into the barrel and the beer is flowing. This is the moment where the drinking begins. So Otzapft is a phrase that everybody loves to hear, and now you can wear the Otzapft is on a shirt with my face. Honestly, it felt a bit strange to sell t-shirts with my face on them, but I hope you like them. If you don't, you can buy the other shirt. If you like it, buy both of them. It's just original, genuine, designed by my wife, and yeah, you're gonna support my channel, you're gonna support my work and have great shirts, so it should be a no-brainer. Yeah, I guess you're getting where this is going. No need to watch that for another 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll again make a cut here, and I'll see you after I've set up my stove, get everything hot, and start frying the potatoes. So here we go. I took a huge pan because I'm gonna make the full amount of potatoes in one pan. And one thing I can tell you, there is never too much fried potatoes. The amount of potato is always overestimated. So just make a real lot. It's gonna be gone in the end, I promise. So here's more of my delicious beef tallow, and off we go. What you can see is that those dices are pretty separate from each other, and that's because I rinsed them in water to get rid of some of the starch, because the starch is the glue that makes them stick together. And yeah, you don't need that when you fry potatoes. So I rinsed them, makes life a little bit easier. And I start with pretty much heat because yeah, a lot of potatoes will cool down the pan, so it won't get too hot, it won't burn. And we want a nice crust. So another difference to the German fried potatoes that I've showed you already in another video is no onions. This is really just potatoes, salt, pepper, and later on we're gonna put some of the parsley on it, and some of the parsley goes on the meat. So let's just get all these guys nice brown and crusty. It will take a while, but yeah, the meat can cook, can get soft, can get tender. Wonderful thing. And you can see these dices are pretty robust. That's because I cooked and peeled the potatoes already yesterday. So overnight they could, let's say, dry a little. That makes them more stable. And yeah, when you make Bratkartoffeln, this is a good thing to do. Much unlike when you make potato salad, they should always be fresh. When you make such a big amount of potatoes, it is always on one hand, yeah, a test for your patience, because it just takes a while to build up a crust. So here's the first little piece that's slightly brown, but it takes a while. And the other thing is, even when you use a non-stick pan, it still helps to use quite some fat. But yeah, find the right balance, because of course you don't want it drowned in fat. So yeah, just use some fat so the heat gets more contact to the potatoes. I don't know how to explain that. But at the same time, yeah, you don't want to drown it in fat. So, yeah, I just keep stirring, waiting, being patient. One of my least developed traits, I promise. And another thing about fried potatoes is that generally potatoes can absorb a ridiculous amount of salt. So I won't be starting to add salt like this. Well, actually I just did, but it doesn't make sense. So I'll just use a little more. And this looks like quite a lot, but I'm pretty sure in the end I will have to add even more. Yeah, you see a little more crust developing, but that's by far not where we want to go. Also, yeah, I love pepper. I add a lot. If you don't like pepper, just, yeah, take less. But I love it. Oh, I hope this will be enough. Yeah, we're getting there. Actually, I did, let's say, stretch time a little because my wife's not at home, but I expect her to come home in the next maybe 20 minutes. And she really loves Ochsenfetzen. And I just didn't want to be finished before my wife's home, so that she can have her share fresh out of the pan and not something reheated. But I think timing's well. She should be here in a couple of minutes. This should be finished in a couple of minutes. So yeah, I keep stirring and enjoying my beer. Wunderbar. Ah, there she is. One thing about the stirring is, when I say I keep stirring, this is more like a bridge to the cut. But in fact, you shouldn't be stirring all the time, because yeah, you still want it to be dice and not make mashed potatoes. So yeah, stirring is just a sign of impatience. And I am impatient, but I'm gonna restrain myself. And you can see here, crust is building up and everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna survive the waiting, yeah. And you're gonna have very, very delicious fried potatoes if you just try to be as patient as I am. So the potatoes have been frying for a good 30 minutes. So when you don't have to stretch time, you can start immediately with frying your potatoes when you have the meat simmering. My wife has also arrived in the meantime, and we can see some nice crust here. So I'll just give it a try to see whether there's enough salt. Yeah, as I said, probably it will need a little more, but I was pretty close. And yeah, I could also use a little more pepper, but my daughter already got a scared expression on her face when I added the pepper earlier. So I'll just add some on my plate later on. Yeah, this looks great. I'm gonna get a plate and arrange everything nicely, take some pictures, and then I'm gonna see you for the tasting. Yeah, I can't wait for it, so let's go. Here we go, delicious Ochsenfetzen. It looks great. Yeah, the meat now got about an hour of braising. It's even more tender, but usually 30 minutes is enough. And this is just delicious. Yeah, the parsley just adds a little freshness to that kind of earthy flavor of the meat and the roasted potatoes. It's just that special little something. This is what you can buy in a beer zelt at the Augustiner in Munich. This is a good rustic Bavarian dish. I love it. My wife loves it. She's already waiting there. So let's wrap this up. It is a delicious Bavarian Oktoberfest dish. Of course, you can make it all year, but you can buy it on a beer tent at Oktoberfest. So cheers to Bavarian cuisine. Cheers to Ochsenfetzen. Cheers to Oktoberfest. Wunderbar. Look at this.
Guys, it's Oktoberfest time, and today I made the first classic Oktoberfest dish, Ochsenfetzen, a hearty meat dish that you can buy in the beer zelt at the Oktoberfest. It is delicious, it is hearty, and it is a good foundation for drinking lots of beer. If you want to know how that's made, stay tuned, watch the video.